If you're watching this, this is going to be part 3. If I make my videos too long, I got to pray that the one right before this even came through, because I know it was going on about 35 minutes. My phone is about out of memory, therefore it's letting me post them. Hopefully the one before this goes through. If not, I'm going to run you up to date and make this video really quick and end it. Basically, everything before in the recent 2 videos was from moisturizing lips, face, priming, foundation, and I know that video did go through, so you can re-watch if you are seeing this part instead of the first. We used MAC, Bye Bye Foundation, different types of silicone applicator. We used the brush, paint brushes. I've gotten my brows finished, my contouring's done, my blush is on. Now it is time to highlight and get my eyes finished, and we're going to wrap this video up. Had to get a little drink of Java in there. Okay, so as you can see and tell, I have my window blind pulled back, so that way I'm using God's light today. Like I said, we had a beautiful snow, so the snow always is really great as far as the glow goes from outside. I'm able to really get a good look at my face, my eyebrows, you know, great light to plug in, put your makeup on in, because you can really see everything. So again, I'm all the way done with everything other than highlighting and getting an eyeshadow on. So at this point, what I'm going to do is, for eyeshadow primer, I use foundation or concealer. I've already done that to both eyes, and I put it through my brows too. When it's just my real eyebrows, what I have grown and formed there, I put that through those, so that way my brows stick and my brow powder have kind of something to hold on to there. Okay, now that we're done with our contouring and our blushes, we're going to be ready to move on to Be Fearless, Be Limitless Realer Bronzing Blushing Palette. Now this is going to be my first time using this, so this is a reaction video. I've actually never used this, just got it for Christmas. And it's January whenever you are watching this video. I have so much makeup, but as a mom of 2 under 2 years old, I don't always get to play around and use it. So this will be a first for me getting to use this. This actually says it is a blush and highlighting kit. You can treat your cheeks to a multi-dimensional natural flush with this Real Her Beauty Blush kit. So this will be a first for me. Like I said, Real Her is a really good brand. It is something that you can also get if you sign up for Birchbox. I know they like to send a lot of products from this in it, but this is actually bought from Sephora. Be Fearless, Be Limitless Blush Bronzing Glowing Kit. So as you open up your palette, it is the magnetic closure. I love these types. I have a few like this. But as you open it up, you're going to see there's a plastic coating to keep your blush safe. And what's really cute about this, I'm going to put my lens back on. Again, please comment and tell me if you think this lens works, if you think it's an easier way to see more detail or fine print. This one's Fearless, that one's Limitless, and this one is Unstoppable. So if you see on the front of the palette, it actually says Be Fearless, Be Limitless, Real Her. So that's kind of what they're going by with the colors that they've chose to put in this palette. I also love a palette that has a mirror. Sometimes if I just need to take a blush, like I said, when I wear lipstick, I love for my blush to pop so that both colors, it doesn't take away from my blush if my lips are too dark. So I tend to try to touch up on my blush when I do my lipstick. But if you are we did already do a blush with It Cosmetics. That was the last thing we did in our last video. Bye Bye Pores It Cosmetics blush. And it also is a little cute compact. Whoop. Comes with a mirror with the It logo. Then on the back, like I said, I'm usually using the shade Naturally Pretty. It's more of like a rose pink, as you can see from this palette. Again, the colors that I'm really into are the rosy pink colors. With all of my shades being in medium, my foundations, my contour sticks, my concealers are all mostly mediums. So rosy colors really work for me. but you can get this in other shades. This one does come with a few shades that if the rosier pink color doesn't work for you, or the peach, they do have more of a darker shade down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this plastic piece off. Like I said, you'll be... Oh, good one, Brittany. You're going to be seeing me use this for the first time. So I just took the plastic piece off. I'm lucky I didn't just break it. This is a brush by IT Cosmetics. It is called Heavenly Luxe. It's brush number 7. The bottom piece is to conceal. The bigger, fuller brushes for all over. I'm going to dab into Fearless and Limitless with the all over brush. I like to kind of hold my bristles so that they don't spread on me, so that when I do this, I'm getting it right where I want it. I'm going to have to dab into it a couple times, looks like. And I'm also going to dab into Limitless. When you see me doing these, I tend to mix things a lot. The directions that it gives you on the back of this palette are: using a blush brush, apply powder on the apples of your cheeks, blending upward towards the hairline. Like I said in my earlier video, if you were watching it, I always say to smile. And go right into, these are your apples, those little chunky parts at the bottom of your, right by your nose, right here under your eyes. These are going to be the apples of your cheeks. And then it says, you know, to just brush lightly upwards. And then in the hairline, which is kind of what I did in the other video with my IT Cosmetics blush that I put on initially. But so overall for me, if you can see this and it's not too bright, I'm going to try to come in a little closer for you. It's not a lot of difference, and my brush didn't really pick up a whole lot of product. I might need to go in a little harder. As you can see there, when I dipped into Limitless, it picked up a little bit more when I brushed a little bit harder into the product. So that's more of a really peach poppin' color. Let's do a little of it on the tip of my nose. Hopefully not too much comes off. Put a little at the top of my forehead, down there on my chin. And then I just always take the brush and just flow a little bit into my neck. Whatever's on your face, you want to have some on your neck, because it is all connected. Lines other than your contour space should never be there. Okay, so my overall, I guess, review as far as just using this for the first time is it is nice. I'm going to take a little bit of my smaller brush that's actually for concealing things, and so that I can put this just where I want it. Circling in, I dipped into Fearless, so that is Fearless on the brush. Picked up a little bit better that time. Fearless is the one with a little bit of shimmer, and I'm actually going to put it here on my hairline, and then at the very top of those apples, because when I go in with my highlighting, this one has the shimmer and I'm going to want it to blend really well. Let me try to pull this curtain a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I might have too much light. It might be too bright and you might be having a hard time seeing me. So if you're watching this, please make sure and comment and tell me what lighting you like the best. I'm going to take that to the tip of my nose. Okay. Blush is all done. As far as this being a blush and highlighting, I think the only color I would use for highlighting would definitely be Fearless, because it has more of the shimmer, if you can see there in that light. And if the other two are more, well, Unstoppable could be, I guess we could try a little bit of Unstoppable as well for my contouring highlighting, because it is a little bit of a darker color. Some people like to use their blush in a color like that. It just isn't the best one for me, but I am going to use it as my, on the bigger end, on the all over. I'm going to squeeze it again together so it's going where I want it. And since it's darker with a little shine, I'm going to try to just blend that into where I contoured. and in my cheeks, jaws again there, and maybe some up in my forehead. When I go to do my makeup, I never know. I may decide, hey, let's put a little here, let's put a little there. But basically, I always do the same thing every time. But if I'm using a new product and don't really know where it would look good or what would look best, I do tend to kind of flip-flop around and put a little bit here and there until I decide where I think it looks the best. Because until you try a product out and try it in some different places, you won't ever really know if you like all the colors, if one color's best for you. So I encourage you to try all of them. Even though Unstoppable isn't a normal color for me, I do think since it's darker like a contouring powder, it does look okay as far as just lightly blending it into those places that I contoured with my darker stick and powder. So let's move on. Let me try different lighting again and see if this is a little bit better for you. God's light is awesome, but because the snow glows, I feel like it's kind of making my face glow, and it's not really as easy for you to see me as when I pull the curtain and just have my spotlight and my light on my face like this. So let me kind of turn to both sides now in a different shade of light and see if you all can kind of see the areas I've contoured when around my forehead, tip of my nose, jawline. Also, we have our blush on now. So let's dip right into and get this video moving, my highlighting kit. I use a kit that's the Radiant Glow by Style Essentials. Style Essentials does make a lot of products as well. You can get this palette online from Style Essentials. Or sometimes they tend to have you can order them from them on Facebook and Twitter. They do have an account with both. Let's try our lens again in this light and see how the lighting is for you to kind of read on my glow kit. This is my go-to highlighting palette. So I don't know for you, but for me, if you wanted to try to contact them to get you one of these, I got mine from Sephora. You may be able to get yours from them online. So just check in with that and see, because this is the bomb as far as a highlighting palette goes for me. You can see it does have the magnetic closure, my favorite kind. When you open it, it also has a mirror, which I mentioned earlier I love. Anytime you have a mirror, you can throw this in your bag when you need to do a makeup touch-up. The mirror's right there. Sometimes I'll put a whole face on just using my highlighting mirror because I do highlight so much. I even like my foundation to have a little bit of a loomy look. I don't normally use a finishing powder or setting powder all the time. Other than the powder I use when I contour, that's about the most that I put on my face. So when you open up the palette, if you can see, we have what kind of looks like to me more of a golden silver mix, kind of like a light tannish peach color. Down here we have a rose gold. Up in this top corner is a bright radiant silver, and directly under is a bright radiant gold. So you kind of have your light gold and rose gold, silver and gold down here at the bottom. The best highlighting, I use this literally every time I do my makeup. Even if I just use concealer like I talked about, I'll do a tutorial on later. I will conceal and highlight and put mascara on. That will be all that I wear. I know Kim has a radiant highlighting kit that comes with her contouring kit from KKW Beauty Cosmetics that she has, that you can take as like a compact to use just highlighting for anything. She also has a tutorial that she does only using a highlighting kit with nothing else, so you can check that out as well. But I like to, with my all over from It Cosmetics Heaven Luxe number 7 brush, use the all over tip because I love a glow. I dip into the tan color and the rose gold color and go directly in on my cheeks. Now that I've pulled that curtain, you can kind of see before I even highlight that when I went back in with the Real Her Cosmetic kit for blush and highlighting, you can see now that it did have a little bit of shimmer. You can see better the shimmer in that blush that I went back in over my Bye Bye blush that I used. Okay, so I dipped into 2 colors. Like I said earlier, I always like to mix. It's hard just to pick one for me. I feel like if you mix a little bit too, they tend to blend more. in with whatever else you have going on. I feel like, you know, it kind of makes it your own unique color instead of just using one. So I use the all over there on the apples of my cheeks because I do like to put the rose gold over my blush to give it a little bit of a shine. And that's on the apples of my cheeks. Then I'm going to use this actual highlighting curved slanted brush here, and I'm going to take the gold highlighting powder, and I'm going to go with the gold since it's darker and it's highlighting, and I'm going to go in that jawline, down the neck, and I have to rub it really good, but you can see there the product that comes off when I rub. Go in again, and then I go in that line that I contoured. I'm also going to use this gold, the darker, and go in that hairline. Back over anything that I normally went dark with around my face, I'm going to go back in and highlight powder it with the darker highlighting powder that I have, or golden, to make it kind of shine. Then, sometimes, I will take this conceal end of this Luxe brush, Heavenly Luxe, and where it's smaller, I will take this silver because it's really pretty silver. There, picked it up really well. I'm gonna go right on top of my cheeks. Really pretty. And that's going to be, if you can kind of see the line, it's going to be on top of my cheekbones on both sides. I'm also going to take the rose gold, a little bit of the rose gold since I blushed my nose on it, and do the tip. I also put that color with a little silver in my Cupid's bow. I'm also going to take a little of the top tan rose gold like color and go right underneath my lip, right on top of my chin. Then I'm going to take that same color and go right in the middle of my forehead. And that is some of the places that I personally like to highlight. I feel like with one of these palettes, you can kind of dip in all of them and just go wild on your neck just to make sure, you know, if you do catch a certain light, then you shimmer. But now I love a highlight. I love for my face to glow. I like for light to reflect a little bit. Flashback, you don't want to take a picture and your face to be flashing back at them. As you can see with this spotlight mirror on, it does really pick up all the places that I highlighted. When I turn it off, this is in like a natural room lighting. Let's go ahead and take that down since we're done with our foundation and highlighting. So when I'm in the room, and again, you know, obviously we're gonna still do my hair, but when I'm putting my makeup on, I tend to like to do my makeup before I do my hair because I do pull it back so that I can get around that hairline and around in my face and neck so much because my hair is really long. I tend to pull it back so that way I can really get into my hairline, my cheekbones, up in the hairline around those. So I tend to use a headband of some kind and keep my hair pulled back until I'm done, at least with my foundation and things like that. But so in a regular lighting, and I have one more spotlight over here. So as you can see in a regular room lighting, like it would look, you know, without spotlight shining and hitting up all these places that I've highlighted, this is more of what your finished face should look like once you're done. Foundation, concealer, primer, highlighting, contouring, powders, creams, blushes of different kinds. Like I said, I dipped into a little bit of everything. But so this is my overall face. Sometimes I will do nothing else other than this. Sometimes I will do only concealer and highlight. You know, it just depends. I'll try to tune in on a couple different looks and easier ways than, you know, to take so long doing it. Most of the time with my kids here, I don't have this much time. So I will tune in with a couple more videos if you subscribe, and you'll be able to see a couple quicker ways to go about doing things. But for me personally, when I like to take a little bit of time and really contour and try to set my face, this is what I try to go for. I feel like it blends in with my neck. If you just looked at me, then I've at least concealed and highlighted the places that I really want to pop. But I've already gotten my foundation and my concealer on my eyes, so let's go right on into finishing up these eyes. Sometimes, that's what I use for my eyeshadow primer, but sometimes I won't even wear one, and I'll go straight into a liquid liner and put some mascara on, and I'll just be more natural like that. If you are watching, I did mention that I'm a paparazzi consultant, and I sell makeup. So tonight I'm going live on Facebook to do that. So I want to make sure that my makeup, for my first time going on there showing my jewelry, looks really good, and so that people see that I'm professional and that I look nice and I'm serious about my business. I don't want to get in there and not have any makeup on or not look like I care about what I'm selling or myself, that I really like to accessorize and have nice jewelry on and look nice. So I took a little bit of extra time than what I would normally have to do my face today to really make sure come 8 o'clock tonight that it's still hanging around, because I have a lot to do to get ready for that. But moving along, let's try to hurry up and get some of what I do for a quick eye on. Tune in to this next video because I'm scared this one isn't going to post, and we'll get our eyes and lips on, and then that's all that's left. Hopefully, if you're just looking for a way to put your face on and contour, this was something in your brows that you can just watch and gives you a better idea of what I like to use. Tune into the next one. We'll get those eyes and lips done. Let's see. I always do this.